what is up, everybody? Long time no talk. It's me, Stefan, your humble host of, Stefan Reads Line News is, I guess, what we call this thing. It's been like a month since I've done one of these. In case you are unaware, if you're following this channel but not my other channel or follow me on Discord or whatever, I've been out of commission for a long while thanks to a bad infection that just kind of spread to various parts of my body and rendered it, well, kind of. I probably could have done podcasts if I really wanted to, like, Michael Jordan, flu game it or whatever. But I took a little bit of time off to get my body right. If you want more details, including gross pictures of what was happening to me, you can find that on my other YouTube channel, the one that's officially sanctioned by Yoshimoto Kogyo, the largest entertainment company in Japan. It's all over there. That's where it is. With all that out of the way, let's get to Stefan Reads Line News. Line is, of course, the biggest messaging app in the country, and it has its own Line News tab, which I like to read on this here little video series. Now, it's been a while, so just a reminder, there are 2 rows of fluffy news stories, and then in between those, there are 3 actual news stories that are just little headlines that are easily scroll-overable, so no one really probably actually reads the news, but they read all the random garbage algorithm stuff. So, without further delay, let's get right to it. I'm a little rusty, so let's see how this goes. Story number 1 on the October 20th edition of Stefan Reads Line News. Well, hey, it's been a while, but we actually have a real news story to start us off today. Story number 1 is currency traders are on the lookout for government intervention after the yen trades at $150 per yen for the first time in, does it say here? For the first time in like 30 years. It's on a different article that's not included here. Yes, the yen, even in the past month, things haven't changed. The yen is once again trading at ridiculously low levels. If you're planning on coming over to Japan, I would recommend doing it soon when things are cheap as hell here if you have American money, because it's not good. I could make more. I calculated this, actually. I could make more working at like a McDonald's at minimum wage than I do translating stuff for Yoshimoto. Now, of course, a lot of this has to do with the fact that I'm not getting too much translation work, but like money per effort wise, I could probably make more money at McDonald's than doing like sit down desk translation work that a bunch of people are going to see. So that's not ideal. But that's par for the course right now in Japan. Yes, Enyasu, the weakening of the yen against the dollar, is rampant, running strong. The borders are open to back up. That happened to allow a sick. So yeah, if you have time off or whatever, and you really, really want to enjoy Japan with a little bit of spare cash to burn, yeah, now's the time to come over. The weather's not too bad right now either. It's not too cold. It's not raining too bad or anything. Yeah, come on over. They say they're looking out for like government intervention, but the Japanese government, by like all accounts, doesn't really seem too eager to put itself into the currency market here. So there's a chance the yen could get even weaker. It's hard to see it stopping just in terms of how the trends are looking. So I don't know if you're one of those gamblers and you want to wait for it to get to like 155 yen per dollar or something like that. I don't know if I'd agree with that decision, but 150 yen per dollar. Jesus, that is hard to believe. So the next story is a bit of a sad one. Not gonna beat around the bush here. We have another death in the Japanese entertainment industry. It is one of the last surviving members, at least up until yesterday, of the Drifters, which is, of course, the legendary quote-unquote comedy musical act / konto troupe. By the way, King of Konto happened while I was sick too. I have thoughts on that, but that's not really relevant to the show, so I'll be quiet there. But Nakamoto Koji, who was one of the last three surviving members of the Drifters. Of course, Shimura Ken, of course, the comedy legend here in Japan, passed away 2 years ago thanks to COVID. Um, so now they're down to like two surviving members. But anyways, Nakamoto Koji was crossing the street apparently at a place where you're not allowed to cross the street in Yokohama, and he got hit by a car and died. Now, when it was reported yesterday, they just said he died at the age of 81. So obviously, a lot of people assumed it was old age, but no. What happened is the guy was jaywalking, and a poor 73-year-old truck driver didn't see him as he was making a completely legal turn, and accidentally hit and killed the guy, which is very, very unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've said before, crossing the street in Japan is really, really dangerous because no one ever really stops. But by all accounts, this truck driver wasn't in the wrong here. Nakamoto decided to jaywalk and got hit by a car, which is I'm not saying you should get hit by a car. It's your fault if you die if you jaywalk. But it's unfortunately something that'll happen when you cross the street. I mean, it'll happen if you cross the street at a crosswalk, but it'll definitely happen probably more often if you cross the street where you're not allowed to cross the street. So all the best to his family and friends. And I don't know. I guess God's coming for the next two surviving members of the Drifters next. I'd watch my back if I was Kato Chen. Anyways, moving on to the second row of fluff stories. Story number 3 here. Now, this is the fluff that I'm talking about. This is the fluff that I'm used to from doing Stephen Reed's Line News. Yes, it's pretty much just Fuji Terebi bragging about how popular, I guess it's popular, I don't think it's that popular, their new drama, Silent, which is like a love story drama, apparently, is. And it says that on TVer, it has had over 4 million views. TVer is, of course, like it's like a weird like national streaming service where all the TV networks in Japan put like the latest episode of like their new TV shows on every single week. And then they go off onto their own individual streaming services after that. Yeah, it's a weird. I don't know why the system's like that. But anyways, it got 4 million views on TVer, which apparently is a big deal. I'm not really sure what the. I'm not up on the latest TV numbers in Japan, despite the fact that I'm working in that industry. Probably shouldn't admit that, but that's the truth. Anyways, it was trending number 1 for 2 straight weeks worldwide on Twitter. So I guess that's a big deal, but I think if enough people tweet like something in like a short enough span, it'll go to like worldwide number 1. Plus, at this point, I think that the Twitter like system itself, its trends are all augmented for people there's no like set like worldwide trending bar thing now. It's all like algorithmic, I think. So I'm not really sure what that means anymore at this point. Like you don't like it, back in the day, like 10 years ago, right, when you opened up Twitter, you'd like see like the what's trending in your area, and like they have like actual trends from the area. But now it's like, here are some random like advertisement like hashtags, and then like one trending thing that you have no interest in. So it'll be like Britney Spears or something, and then like so I'm not really sure what the trending worldwide thing really has to do at this point. But anyways, Kawaguchi Haruna is in this, and this is like a whole article about her being like, so it's mostly like just an article about them like bragging about like how popular this TV show is. But it's also just like a random paragraph putting Kawaguchi Haruna on blast for her relationship with like a mixed martial artist that she had in 2019, which I really don't know why that's coming up in this conversation. But anyways, I guess the real-time viewing numbers for Silent, if you're really interested, were 6.4% for number 1 and 6.9% for number 2. So it's getting more popular week by week, which is good news for them, apparently. So, and I guess it's also streaming on Disney Plus and Netflix. I don't know how it's streaming on both of those segments. So if you're watching worldwide, you can watch the show as well. I'm not really sure if it's good or not. Maybe I'll check it out. I won't check it out, but I'm just saying that just to be polite. Anyways, let's move on to the last fluff story. Stumbling over words. Story number 4. It's just it's an Instagram story. So DJ KOO, the Easy Do Dance DJ guy from TRF, posted a new picture on Instagram yesterday, or today? Yeah, yesterday, where he went to Disneyland with his family, and he was apparently trying to go incognito, but in pure DJ KOO fashion. KOO? KOO? I don't know how to say his name in English. Anyways, he was wearing a mask to hide it, a mask and sunglasses, but that's also like the sunglasses are part of his look. Plus, he has like long blonde hair. So wearing a mask didn't help, and that's what all the comments that say, "Yeah, we know who you are. You can see you through your mask," and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's the fluff for today. Let's look at the 3 actual news headlines. For October 20th, 2022. Story number 1. We've covered this in the first story that we did today. Story number 1 overall. Yes, the yen is now 150 yen per dollar. And the government says, hey, what do you know? That they have no plans to interfere and intervene with the enyasu. So, like I said, now's a good time to come to Japan if you're buying stuff with American money. Just saying. If you're like a criminal trying to launder money, Japan's a pretty good option right now. Just saying. Hit up your boy. I have a Japanese bank account. Just cut me in on your little criminal crime scheme here. If you're a Nigerian prince and you want to invest in the Japanese market, maybe I'm down at this point. Anyways, story number 2, your second headline here, is it's pretty much just a digest of what was going on in the national diet today, where Prime Minister Kishida answered questions from fellow diet parliamentary members about questions like Russia and North Korea. So that was the headline, right? Like how he plans on dealing with the Russia and North Korean aggression issues that are happening right now, which obviously are very important to Japan, considering we're literally right next to both of those countries. And then there's also questions about, the school bus incident that we covered. I think I covered it like on my very, very last show before I got sick and had to stop recording episodes, where a kid got left, like a 3-year-old got left on a school bus and forgotten about, and he died on the school bus. So there's questions about that. Yeah. So, and then also, of course, more about inflation and rising energy bill prices. This is actually something that the government did interfere with, or did intervene on. They are suppressing artificially the energy bills in Japan right now, so that it's not as expensive for you to pay for your energy. Which, thank you very much, Prime Minister Kishida. I very much appreciate that. Maybe do that with the yen as well. Looks like it was a busy day for the national diet, along with some weird nonsense questions. Okay, so our last story, the third headline making national news apparently here online, is it's breaking news according to this. A suspected criminal ran away from the police and is currently holed up in an abandoned hotel in Sagamihara in Kanagawa Prefecture, so south of Tokyo. He's been in there since 3:45 apparently, and he's not coming out. The police were going to question him on account of potentially being a member of a Borokudan, so like a gang member or a Yakuza member. And before they could actually bring him in, he ran away and ran from them. They chased him into an abandoned hotel, and now they're around the hotel wondering what to do. In pure Japanese cop fashion, they probably had like millions of chances to catch the guy before he got himself into the hotel. And they didn't leap at the opportunity, and now he's in the hotel. And they're probably gonna... You'd think they'd eventually barge in and get at him, but you don't know how things work with Japan. He might have already gotten away, for all I know. So yeah, hopefully they catch this guy and he goes away for whatever crime it is. If it'd suck if this guy was innocent and they just chased a random guy into a hotel because they're creeps. But yeah, that's Japan. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Stefan. Remember to like and subscribe and all of that stuff. Leave a comment if you feel like it. Follow my other channel as well, my actual channel that Yoshimoto's authorizing me to show my face and stuff on. Yeah, I might actually post more stuff there because, yeah, Yoshimoto's allowing it. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Stefan, signing off. See ya tomorrow? I don't know. I feel better. Goodbye.